Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. It has been a while, but we have some Doctor Who Season 2 news at last. That is for Ncuti Gatwa's second season, the second season of the new era, Series 15 if you're calling it that, Series 41 I think it is overall. A few things have now been revealed about the series, what we can expect from it. The first thing was the release date. That kind of leaked out of nowhere. I believe at the weekend on BBC iPlayer they showed a little trailer, basically just like a recut of the trailer we saw at Christmas for this season, and at the end they accidentally put on the release date of the 12th of April, Saturday the 12th of April. Presumably that trailer was meant to be dropped, later on, and they just played the wrong version. But yeah, that was cool. We got the release date, we got a nice sort of pink version of the logo there to go with it, against this kind of bluey, purpley background. It's always nice to see stuff like that, and there's more to come that we'll get into, but when the Doctor has had their first season and they're coming back for their second or third or whatever it may be, it's always nice to see how they shake up the visual identity of the show, with things like that. Does it kind of suggest we're going to be getting a darker season this time round, or going in a different direction? Who knows? And Doctor Who has aired on the 12th of April before, so the most recent example, the one that most people my age will remember, is The Fires of Pompeii, the second episode of Series 4, that aired on the 12th of April 2008. But also we've had episode 6 of The Space Pirates in 1969, and Genesis of the Daleks in 1975. So we got official confirmation of that date today at the time of recording, the 26th of Feb, together with two new posters, our first posters for the season. One for the Doctor, Ncuti Gatwa, one for Belinda Chandra, our new companion, as played by Mundy Flynn actor Varada Sethu. Those are both very nice indeed, with a nice starry background, with planets and stuff. I particularly like the Doctor one, where it's kind of a shot of him from behind and he's just peering over his shoulder, and it's nice and mysterious. He's got the sonic screwdriver there in his hand as well. And again, it kind of does bring to mind like previous Doctor's second seasons, like Jodie's second season, Series 12 in 2020, and the promotion for that with the starry textures and the kind of purpley hues, and just suggesting everything's going to be a bit darker, a bit more mysterious. A bit like, oh, okay, sit up, here's what's happening here. And then Belinda looking up into the stars there in what I think is her kind of episode 1 outfit, or her first outfit in the series. Not too much to say about her, we don't know much about her yet, but I'm very much looking forward to finding out more. But the big question on fans' lips has always been, what time will these new episodes be released? Will it be a midnight release schedule thing like we had last year for Ncuti's first season, with the whole Disney deal coming in and, presumably to make it easier for international viewers to watch at a convenience hour? Or will we go back to the traditional way of doing things where, an episode is on a Saturday night on BBC One and that is the first time it's been shown? Well, the answer is somewhere in between, kind of literally. So what we've got instead, apparently according to the press release that's been released alongside all this stuff, is an 8 AM premiere time for new episodes. So Season 2 will officially launch on Saturday the 12th of April at 8 AM on BBC iPlayer, and later that day on BBC One in the UK. Of course, international viewers will once again be able to watch episodes on Disney Plus at the same time as that iPlayer drop on Saturday morning. So yeah, that is an interesting choice. Very much kind of halfway house thing, which, I think on the whole, people are kind of more up for than the midnight thing. I mean, personally speaking, I would rather just actually stay up for a new episode or for something in general, rather than have to get up for it the next morning, but, that's by the by. I can see that for families and kids, this is undoubtedly a better way of doing it, because, kids are always up on a Saturday morning, the first day after school, first day of the weekend. So it's like, yeah, I can see that working, much better. I still think, for older people, older fans, people who may have been working during the week or whatever and are tired, are they going to want to get up at the crack of dawn on a Saturday to watch new Doctor Who? Maybe. I mean, it's a difficult one, isn't it? I suppose there's never going to be a sort of a perfect solution for this, and as I say, they have very much kind of gone right in the middle and kind of had their cake and eat it and said, okay, we hear you, we're not going to do the midnight thing again, but we're also not going to lose it entirely, we're going to just shift it forward by 8 hours. So yeah, I'm intrigued to see how that works and what the international reception to that is like, because just off the top of my head, you know, like in America, okay, so like on the East Coast, New York or whatever, 8 AM in the UK is going to be like 3 AM over there, obviously getting slightly earlier as you move across America. If you're on the West Coast, like for instance Los Angeles, where I was recently at Gallifrey 1, that's actually going to be midnight, 8 hours exactly, beforehand. So that's an interesting thing. It's like, oh, okay, UK viewers, you don't have to do the midnight thing anymore, but the West Coast American viewers will have to instead, which I'm not complaining about personally, but like, yeah, I'm interested to see the reaction to that, whether they like that or not. I suppose, hey, we've had it for a year, so you can try it now instead. I think one demographic that will be pleased and will do pretty well out of this is the Australian fans and viewers, because for them it will literally be like 12 hours or so later, so it'll be like 8 PM, 7 PM, it'll be a Saturday evening for them, so it's like, oh great, we can finally watch Doctor Who at the time it's designed to be watched, rather than constantly being messed around with the BBC and streamers and platforms and whatever it may be, having to watch it at funny hours. And it's worth saying as well, it looks like they haven't decided to repeat the whole double bill, 2 episodes at once debut thing from last year, from season 1. So last year we had Space Babies and The Devil's Cord. This year, it looks like we are just getting 1 episode, in the first week, which, hey, I'm not complaining about. It'll make the season last longer, it'll make it feel a bit longer as well. You might as well make the most of it, and I'm not really sure what the double bill thing last year achieved, I guess, really, apart from giving you like kind of 2 slightly different types of Doctor Who, I suppose, and having the Beatles stuff there, kind of front loading that and saying we'll make that part of the premiere, we'll show that early on, hook people, whatever it may be. But we have nevertheless got some news about the second episode, and specifically about this cartoon character who caused a right stir in the first trailer at Christmas. Oh my god, what's going on? Who is this cartoon character escaping out of the cinema screen? And now we have our answer. Apparently he is called Mr. Ring-a-Ding. He's a happy, funny, sing-along cartoon. I've just noticed that, the word sing-along, so that means a song, doesn't it? Great. Who lives in Sunnytown with his friend Sunshine Sally. I wonder why we've not seen her yet. Interesting. And apparently the story will be set in 1952, where after years of repeats in cinemas across the land, Mr. Ring-a-Ding suddenly looks beyond the screen and sees the real world outside. And the consequences are terrifying. Da da da. Very interesting stuff. I do like the sound of that, and it does appear, to be another kind of God Pantheon style episode, following the trend from The Devil's Cord last year. Episode 2 is where we tend to do that kind of stuff now. And Mr. Ring-a-Ding will be voiced by a familiar name from the Whoniverse. So this had already been teased, I think, by Russell, and now it's been confirmed that none other than Alan Cumming, King James himself from The Witchfinders, will be providing that voice. That will be a delicious performance, I'm so looking forward to it. And Russell said, only Alan Cumming could give a runaway cartoon so much wit, malice, danger and fun. He makes the whole universe of Doctor Who wilder and madder than ever, and it's an absolute honour to welcome him on board the TARDIS. So there we have it for the first big news drop for Doctor Who Season 2. It is a matter of weeks away now, I guess like 5 or 6 weeks, something like that, so not too much longer to wait. We've got these new episodes coming, 8 episodes, no double bills, so it's going to feel like a bit of a longer series, which is good, landing on the 12th of April with a somewhat less controversial, but nevertheless still controversial release schedule drop thing with this 8 AM drop. So how is that going to work? Let me know all your thoughts on this in the comments below. I would love to hear what you've got to say, what your thoughts are about this news, what your hopes are for Doctor Who Season 2, what your predictions are for new companion Belinda Chandra. Please leave a like if you have enjoyed this video, and subscribe to the channel if you're new for more Season 2 coverage over the coming weeks. But otherwise, until the next one, thank you so much for watching, and goodbye for now.